Do you have a fresh tire set in that pit stop?
No idea.
Well, check what
Go
number
like,
it's. Check what number it is, and then
go
check
like
what number you're running right now.
tire 15. Yeah, go like tire 15 on the pit stop and you'll be fine.
Alright, here for the ACC test race at Barcelona. This was meant to be a server stress test, but we don't actually have enough cars to make that happen. So now it's just a print test race, one mandatory pit stop for tires, and of course with this being ACC, I'll be taking on fuel as well. Starting 16th.
Higgs, how did I get a faster lap than you?
It's because he
hate
sucks.
this track.
I was really worried I'd be starting much further back, but I found
Oh, is
some
it
pace
formation
towards the
lap?
end. There is a short formation lap.
Shit.
They do not do standing starts in the SRO stuff. Somebody is really slow that was supposed to be up beside me. It's Ryan Fulcher in 17th place, who is quite a ways back. And also, I think Barker got to jump some people, but I could be wrong. Let's get underway here. Let's get doing this.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Broke a little bit early there, just to start a couple. And you can see
Nice.
that
Car on the left.
Glenn Price did not. Oh! Come on, guys! Yellow flags.
Car on the right.
Who hit me? 68. Oh, Jesus Christ. That was Fulcher. Both times it was Fulcher. The second one may have been my fault, though, in fairness. But the first one, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. So, not super happy about that. Not super happy about the start. But plenty of time to go. We got another 59, almost 59 minutes to go. We'll make this work. I forgot what the pit window is today. I think it's just 10 minutes.
Forgot I was driving an Audi there for a second.
But we'll see. Doesn't count for points, so I'm not, super worried about optimal pit stop strategy. Oh, Douglas DeGroat. Douglas is off the track. This is the turn here that's going to be the problem, I think. You can see right there. I've not really found the most comfortable of braking points. It's either I feel like I brake too much or obviously, as you saw there, you go too deep. So that'll be I think the main challenge here. As much as I'm not like super fast elsewhere, I'm like at least fairly consistent over the rest of the lap. Whereas that's the turn that I'm actually struggling with just like achieving like a decent consistent play. I'm in the Ram Racing Mercedes today, the 2018 one, which is silver with kind of an aqua blue highlight. And that's because I wanted to test to make sure that our custom entry list was altering my number. So I didn't run the car that I'm going to be running in the actual season, which is the number 89 ASP. I might swap into the 87 with Wayne Hutchison, because Wayne usually likes the red one, and that's the 89 car this time around. 87's the yellow ACA car, which I will happily take, because it's probably my favorite of the bunch. I should also check what drivers are in it, just for fun. Which one's the pro car, which one's the AM car, and which one's the silver car this time around for them, because ACA ASP always runs cars in all the major cups. Pro-Am, Pro, and Silver. Oh, John Barker and somebody else. I think it was Sean Caney. Off the track, and ahead of me is Vic Nash. Now, Vic qualified quite low, so he's having a pretty good day, even if it's just kind of other people going off ahead of him, which is kind of also describes my day and how I've gotten up into 13th place, although not terribly far off of where I qualified. And I've had my own misfortune. Not sure who that is ahead of him, the orange car. Christian Staff. I think he's a newcomer. I've never raced him before, so it'll be interesting if I catch up to him. What do we got? So we're running 149.2s. I was in the 147s in qualifying. I would hope I can at least get myself some 148s in the race. Because I did have some 148s in practice with a more or less full fuel load. So I do hope that I can make that happen.
Thank you.
47 would be pretty sweet, but I don't know. Depends on the tire dag. Barcelona is, at least in F1, a fairly heavy tire dag circuit. I don't know if that translates to GTs or not. Being chased by Ryan Fulcher, who I've had a pair of incidents with, so I prefer not to deal with him. And behind him is Rosewood, which I think is Sarah Hunty racing under a alias, or you know, either that or Sarah Hunty was an alias. But I think that it's Sarah Hunty in the pink Lamborghini. Oh yes, the Lamborghini then. Very inauspicious. To quote Alfred, aka Michael Caine, Batman. My cocaine. So 48.2 for Vic, who's running John Peach in the pit lane. My teammate in real life, but he's running an Honda today. What the hell is this bullshit? Not that, you know, obviously this is a practice race, stress test race. Bring whatever the hell you want. But, come on, John. At least work on the car that we're running next week. John is our setup guy, too. That's a little bit rude. I've worked on my own setup for this particular race, but really it's just the default aggressive with some minor alterations, which did get me going. This is not a strong track, I don't think, for the Mercedes particularly. I think it feels more like a mid-engine track, so good place to be in the Lamborghini, Ferrari, Audi, McLaren. I hesitate to say Honda because they seem to be kind of weak everywhere, but they are mid-engined. Of course, I am in the best of the front-engine cars pretty much at any track, so we should be... Can't blame the car if I do super poorly. Just saying, like, we're not looking for like a top 10 here today. It's going to be more like a what you would call it? You know, top 15 would be nice. Like this if I finish in this 13th place, I'm not displeased. Although if I lose to Vic Nash, this is not meant as an insult to Vic, just that a guy I traditionally had the pace on, that'll be a little, like, just a shade embarrassing. But I am ahead of some guys that I traditionally don't beat, so, like, Andy Long is way back in 15th place somehow. I don't even understand. Andy's one of the 9 Shiza guys and is a pretty quick driver, so he is very out of position. I think Sean Kenny's behind us as well.
Oh no, Higgs. You let Verstappen off the leash. He's gonna come for me now.
I messed up.
This corner here, I feel like I'm braking a little bit too early for. But, it's not too bad, I don't think. Hey, the styrofoam... Oh, never mind. I was going to say, the styrofoam's still standing.
HMS Belgium
Really
on the way.
You're not the boat today.
He is.
That's true. He is the Bentley.
Come on, Mike, get your facts.
Higgs, are you fact checking me? Don't make me start picking apart your commentary. We are now catching up a fair bit to Vic Nash. Wonder if he made a mistake. Let's see, what's his lap time?
Sorry.
49 flat. So got about a half second on him this time around. And of course, we're losing huge amounts of time to Andy Long, who, as I said, very out of position right now in his Aston Martin. We have gotten a little bit of a cushion back to Rosewood, and Fulcher has disappeared. So that is not good. I would have enjoyed a fight with Mr. Ryan Fulcher, who's a newcomer. We had some early contacts, but I think, like I said, I think the first one was his fault. The second one was perhaps my fault. No, Andy. I mean, I'm not going to fight you hard, but I'm not quite that helpless. I think I broke early again for this turn, but I am getting a good exit from it. He'll probably get me here. I'm not at all. Yeah, like, I mean, that's kind of what I mean. I've been saying it. That turn right there. That's where the time is. Not all the time, but that's where a significant portion of my time is, I think. So Vic Nash getting back out ahead of us, although looks like Vic is a little bit slow through that last bit. Oh no! Stalled the car. Lose a spot to Rosewood, and rejoining ahead of Barker, although he's going to pick me off easily because I didn't switch down into first gear nearly soon enough. Through goes Kenny. So it's Fulcher, DeGroot, John Picha, who is off the lead lap, I'm pretty sure. From, I believe, having made a pit stop. So it's time to get after Sean Kenny. New to ACC, very talented race room racer, Sean Kenny, who is a championship contender in many ESR series, but is getting his feet wet here, and didn't choose the easiest of cars to learn in the Audi R8 for his opening here. He was warned about that. I did give him the easy car list, and he said, no, I want to try something that people are not really trying out on their own. And after initially choosing the Lexus, but being told that unfortunately we cannot have any more Lexuses join the series unless they want to form a team with I can't remember who's running the Emile Frey Lexus right now. But anyways, we're maxed out on solo Lexus entries. You can join Jag Bisse's Tech 1 team, or try to form a team with the guy who registered in the Emile Lexus, which I think it's Mika. Anyways, that's where we stand. So that was a bad lap, even ignoring this bad start. Still lost about a second and a half, or second and change. Anyways, I believe the pit window is going to be opening in about 6.5 minutes. And as per usual, I'll be looking at a pit stop around the halfway point. So about 30 minutes to go. Or actually, I guess, no, it'll open up with 35 minutes to go. So we got about 11 minutes to the pit stop. But wise. Let's focus on trying to run down Barker and Kinney. Both are better drivers than I am, but neither seem to be particularly settled into ACC, so maybe we have a chance. Also cars that I think are a little more suited to this track. At least the Audi is. I don't know if I'd go as far as to say the Honda is. Mike Stopmill is making his way through the back traffic, leading the way, of course, in his Lamborghini. A bit weird to see Mike in a actual meta car today. Something fast, as opposed to his usual challenge of running a Jag or a Lamborghini Super Trofeo or oh, Sean Kinney. Try not to validate the lap. All right. Well, picked up a spot on Sean. Next up, John Barker, if we can. Peach in the pits, Fulcher in the pits. It's bad news for them.
Watch out.
I hope Picha hasn't been, like, completely stopped in the pits this whole time, because that'd be disappointing. Like, I want John to have some fun and get out on track, because, like, he's surprisingly good in ACC. He's a little bit of a struggler in race room, but his ACC performances have been top-notch, really. So, come on, John, get your ass out there. It looks like he has left the pits now. I just remember seeing him in the pits earlier, so this is either a second pit stop or he is in big trouble.
Fuck.
Problems for Demetrius Simeonitis, it seems, although not super helpful to us. The interesting thing also to watch for is how we're doing in comparison to Vic Nash and Rosewood, who is presumably Sarah Hunty, who are people I would normally be aiming for. Vic's an academy driver, but I'm losing ground to John Barker, who has extended his lead over me, although it's kind of elastic banding. We'll see what his lap time is when we get down to the end there. And versus what mine is, and that'll tell me a bit more than the sometimes not super accurate gap that we get. Although bad through that section there, lost about a tenth. So John Barker 48.3, so about a half second faster than me, it looks like, on that lap. So he's faster. Vic's lost a spot to Rosewood. So we are getting closer to Vic, I think. Long way to go to catch him, 13 seconds. And for sure, that's going to be more than 13 laps, because there's no way I'm making up like a second lap on her or anything like ridiculous. And still got to worry about Sean Kinney on my tail, because once things start clicking for Sean, he can get fast. I think that's straight up what we're dealing with here. Because he is a very quick driver. It's just that he has not been doing really any ACC. This is his, I think, first ESR. I mean, not even technically a sanctioned race, of course. This is a non-counting test race, but I think this is his first real ACC race. Instead, of course, a competition only race. So we're losing ground to Rosewood very quickly. And even Vic Nash is pulling away from me this lap. Now, it's not a terrible lap. It's not a good lap, but actually, I guess it is a pretty terrible lap. My best is only a 30. I gotta remember that my best has only been a 48.5, which is not great. So, especially now that I'm 1.4 seconds off because I did a terrible third sector. Yeah, this is gonna be a pretty shitty lap. So, on the bright side, that means if I can get on the pace, we're not necessarily terrible. but it is not good. Of course, we do have that pit stop. We'll see if anyone messes their pit up. The ACC pit stops are not idiot-proof, but I mean, I don't know what else I can do to help people with them because I put out a guide. I should really actually redo the guide because, admittedly, it is a... it was with my old PC, which recorded ACC quite poorly. And I should do another one at some point. At some point I should do another one. Maybe I'll do that later today. And upload it while I sleep. So look out for that on the ACC channel. Not the ACC, the ESR channel. Or maybe I'll put it on my own channel. I don't know. Milk it for some views. More or less kept with Barker that lap. Let's see here what he did. 48.5. We'll be in that same ballpark. Catching Vic Nash. Looks like Vic made a mistake more than anything else. Yeah, 48.7. Not a bad lap. I will say Rosewood is pulling way away though, so good on her. I've lost about 7/10 over the last 3 laps to Sean Canny. So he's coming, but not at a super fast rate.
Everyone's quiet today.
I'm just holding on.
My left-hand monitor keeps blinking and it's distracting as hell.
Good.
So Matt Higgs with some computer-related issues. Excellent. Not really. I'm pretty sure Matt Higgs' computer could be working at like half capacity, and he'd still beat me. New fastest. Looks like Sean Canny made another mistake. He's back about 8 seconds behind me. And I continue to lose ground to John Barker, but we are gaining ground quite quickly on Vic Nash. So Vic is either struggling with something or he is rattled, which I guess would be struggling with something, in fairness. Just either he's struggling with the car or he's struggling with his confidence, or he's picked up some damage, which would be struggling with the car. If it's the former, we do have a pit stop window opening up in about 2 minutes. So, not this lap, but next lap he'll be able to get himself in the pits, get himself fixed up if that's the case, and get himself a new pair of tires. New set of tires, I should say, not pair. Jesus, Barker is fast this lap. Pulling it out. Because, I mean, we're doing okay, and I think my fastest lap is around Barker's fastest lap. Based on the lap times we've seen, I
And my
imagine
left-hand
he's
monitor shut off.
probably in a
Great.
48 somewhere.
Are you sure your GPU's not failing? Because if you had flickering and now that happened, something's weird going on.
It's a 2080 Ti, so I doubt it.
The card doesn't affect whether your GPU would be failing there, Higgs. All GPUs can fail.
It's less than a year old, so highly doubt it.
In triples.
Yep.
I'm a little surprised he actually was running. He's running triples
Just
on that.
probably a
graphics card on
multi-screen
this
bug.
Just as out of range.
I, of course, only run a single ultra-wide screen. So pit lane is open. Now I gotta start thinking about pit strategy. I've got about 4 laps of fuel left in the tank.
Now you've got 10 minutes to your mandatory pitch on.
Thank you, Mike.
Tires required, fuel recommended.
Be careful. There's a slow car up ahead.
Well, that's Vic Nash, who is now brought behind John Barcadero. I'm running slow lap times, which makes you think I would want to pit, but I don't think the lap times are in any way related to like a tire problem or anything. It's just I'm making stupid mistakes, is what it is. We're down to 19 cars. We started with over 20, so we've lost a couple. You know, Sean Kenny's running behind us. Don't know who the two behind Sean Kenny are, though. Maybe we can find out. Glenn Price and Douglas DeGroat. No! Peacha! Peacha retired again. I'm gonna have a talk with him. I don't like it when my teammates retire. I know it doesn't. It's not a race that counts. I know he was having a bad race, but the only way to learn, to avoid bad races, is to race, is to finish. I need to tighten that turn up. Like, I don't know. I mean, my philosophy is I'm not going to retire as long as the car can move. Like, that's straight up my philosophy on racing. And I obviously have some retirements. I think my race app retirement rate is I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's pretty low. And of course, everyone's going to have some computer failure, internet failure, whatever the case may be. Okay, so Windows got plenty of time. We are down to 2 laps of fuel, so we're gonna pit this lap, which means we're pitting a little bit more than halfway, which does concern me on a fuel standpoint here.
Dunker.
Actually, I got one more lap. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pit. I don't really want to chance it by going the extra lap. Just in case I screw up the pit stop, I want to have the chance to possibly fix it. Normally I put a little bit more fuel in than this time, so bit of a mistake there, but like normally I'd have started on like, I don't know, 60 liters and put in 50, but I did 55 and 55 this time. So that's giving me a little bit less pit stop flexibility. I mean, I have the fuel to go further, but you don't I don't want to chance it. It'd be really embarrassing if I'm the one that gets disqualified for, you know, screwing up a pit stop or something. Pull up my pit stop menu. Pit stop strategy 1. Good to go. Good to go. Any tire adjustments I think we need? No, we're like... I mean, we're a little bit light on the left side. Could afford a couple of tenths of PSI there, but I don't think it would really solve any problems right now. So let's get in the pits.
Damn it.
Get this done. Pitting a little bit before halfway.
Oh no, Verstappen's in front. Fuck.
A little bit less than ideal pit entry there. Coming into the pits ahead of us, I think that's Doug DeGroat, which is not a concern for us. I think he's a lap down.
We are halfway through. Keep pushing.
41 seconds. Oh yeah, we have a little bit of damage. I guess, you know what, we'll bite the bullet, we'll fix the damage. The cars felt fine, but admittedly I damaged on lap 1, so I don't know. Maybe the car will feel better after we get this done.
Cheers, Barker.
Probably will put us out behind
No
Sean
problem, bud.
Kenny, though.
I was hoping you were gonna block him.
Also, I gotta say it, the progress Demetrius Simeonitis has made as a driver is truly remarkable.
No props.
Maybe the biggest success story in the Academy history, because I mean, a lot of other people have been through the Academy and have done really, really well after leaving the Academy.
Mandatory stop is now.
Talking about Christopher Streppen be a good example, but they kind of just came into the Academy for a quick cup of coffee and were really just kind of ready. They just needed a little bit of
Come here, Demetrius.
practice. I don't think the
No,
Academy
man.
experience...
Let's go get Verstappen first. If we can.
I don't think the Academy experience really was what made them into the racer that they are. Whereas
Oh, not like that.
I actually do really think Demetrius kind of got molded, similar to Josiah Jerome a little bit, into something with the Academy. So that's been really fun to watch. People getting into the Academy and doing just great things. It's a shame the Academy ran its last race last week, or yesterday. Yesterday? Was it yesterday? No, it was last week. What am I thinking? Roll up there. Yeah, last week we ran the final Academy race. So that's sad to see that gone. Congratulations to those who managed to win an Academy championship. I did not.
Wow. He must have gained about 6 seconds during the pit stop. It's amazing.
Surprising someone would grab 6 seconds of the pit stop. Like, people will get time on the pits to me because I took 11 seconds to fix damage.
No.
Freaking Audi, man.
So we got... Alright, so those are lead cars that we're catching up to. So I'm just unlapping myself with the guys in the pits. Back behind John Barker. Apparently a minute behind. I doubt that that's the case. There we go. 8 seconds. So I actually didn't lose too much to Barker, so he must have also pitted for some,
That's quite the pink cars there.
She is the pastel pounder.
That's
I thought
great.
pink was for bad drivers.
Oh, harsh.
I never said I was good.
All the BWT drivers are now going to look at you, Higgs, and be like, what's this fucker talking about?
In another league, pink means a crash driver. Like drivers crash people a lot.
We Christoph Verstappen.
In reality, it's just I have a target.
I'll kind of roll myself a little bit to the outside, let him have the inside.
Clear on the right.
Christoph can be a little bit impatient under blue flag, so I kept him back there for like 3 turns. He's probably not super happy. And to be fair, I think he's gotten a lot better. Like, I used to really have like some problems with Christoph Verstappen, if I'm being entirely honest. But he's a good driver.
I really can't wait until the day I do a race in ACC without spinning myself off.
You didn't spin yourself off at Suzuka.
Well, someone else did that for me.
Sean Kenny, the pits. Let's see if we can get out ahead of Kenny. In fairness, Sean probably actually had a fair amount of damage, so I think, yeah, I think the pit stop actually might cause me to gain time on him, if we're being completely honest.
Pit window is now closed.
Pit window is closed. Hopefully everyone got
Josiah.
their pit's done.
No.
The Groot, that was a crazy lift. I was like 2 seconds behind you.
I think he's a little bit uncomfortable.
I got
with the car,
issues,
probably.
bro.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think Douglas is a little uncomfortable in the car right now.
You missed the pit window, Josiah.
I saw him in the pits. Did he not get his stop cleared?
Yeah, I got that.
Did you change tires?
Yep. No, I had an accident earlier, so I had to do some suspension work.
I think he's talking about Josiah.
Oh,
It says that you missed your mandatory tire change.
Magus, keep it on the.
What are you complaining about, Higgs?
This driver in front of me is driving really erratically.
You're like 2.5 seconds behind me. I was gonna say, I think that I was going for a fastest lap, but then I realized the delta gap resets at your pit stop, so that was just the fastest lap I've had at this stint. Not sure what Matt is complaining about. He's not been close. Like, I can't. Like, I can just see him now. Not sure what erraticism he's talking about. Unless he's just trying to be a little punk ass. Which I don't know why you would make. Well, I don't know why you'd make someone who's getting a blue flag soon conscious about their, or like, you know, nervous about their driving. Like, that just makes them exceedingly dangerous. Like, he has me thinking about, like, if I'm actually driving poorly. I don't think I am. I mean, leave comment down below. Like, you know, it's not, I'm not doing, like, you know, super fast things or anything, but, like, I'm on, you know, just did my best lap of the stint. This is going to be probably about a 48. Maybe not. I do have to, he is going to be passing this lap, so that might cost me a little bit of time. Got the straight coming up. That'll be ideal to let him pass.
No, to left, I'll pass you.
Okay, I was gonna lift for you. Checking on my gaps. I'm down to 10 seconds behind Barker, so I've lost time to Barker. Did put up my new fastest lap, a legitimate fastest lap of 48.1. Which, to be honest, if you told me at the beginning of the race that's what I could get in the race, I'd be pretty happy. I am, of course.
Whenever I watch Mike's
spitting out.
onboards, you two never understand each other in blue flags.
What, me and Higgs? I can't think of any like super weird instances with Hicks, but I'll take your word for it.
Most recent one would be Keilami.
Oh, Kyle on me was just me being all over the place in general.
Mike was just crashing at everything.
Yeah, pretty much. I think the number of people who were happy with my blue flags was probably quite low. Oh, shit. That's going to be an invalid lap. And it picked up my first warning of the race. Well, to be honest, I kind of would argue I didn't really gain any time there, so it's a bit weird that was the warning, but still. Verstappen did a 51? What happened to the boat? That is definitely not a correct lap time for Mr.
Did you have a lot of repairs on your pit stop, Sean?
I'm not sure. I didn't really understand what was happening.
Well, how long
But
was the pit stop?
I got fuel and tires, so I think it was about
You cut off. I just realized Xavier is up in 6th place. He did not look good in his debut at Suzuka. So good to see him on the pace. As much as that means I'm another spot backwards in the grid. It is good to see more.
I feel like they've done more to visualize the rubber on the front of the cars.
Yeah, mine's dirty.
The Lambos are always quite a bit dirtier than the rest in real life. I find.
Low nose, I guess.
Yeah, I imagine the low nose. Also, I think the shape in general isn't very good for, like, kind of shaking off the rubber buildup. Oh, Christoph has a drive-through. And that is not going to leave him as a very happy camper. I didn't catch what it was for. As it should have popped up from the race director that there was.
So curious to see how the new Mercedes is gonna handle fall on the Nordschleife with all those leaves and that big fish mouth.
Oh god, that could be terrible.
Vacuum cleaner.
That might be worse than the Bentley overheating problem.
You know, if you clean a vacuum, you're a vacuum cleaner, and you're also making a vacuum cleaner.
This is true. Demetrius.
Oh,
Simeon
Christoph
is next up
has
on
a
the line.
drive-through.
Yeah, I just saw that too.
He's had it for about a better part of 2 laps.
Probably track limits.
I'm only one warning of a penalty too.
yeah. I got that like
I
pretty
have
quick.
2 warnings.
Making me feel better about having only 1. And even then, it wasn't a very bad one.
Are you guys getting these?
So, Josiah Jerome is falling back. 54.5. He must have pitted again. which unfortunately is not going to clear his time penalty for not taking a pit stop. So effectively, I'm 1 spot higher. If I could stay with him. That being said, with 16 laps to go, probably somewhere around.
Thank you.
What do you think? 10. I'm not even really sure.
We meet again, John.
I mean, 10 laps would be like 1:30, so it's less than 10 laps to go. But still, if he's a couple of seconds a lap faster. Unless he has something wrong with his car, which would be another possibility. Because I'm still catching him. Still behind Vic Nash. I don't think there's enough time to catch him. So congratulations to Vic on a fairly well done race. And Caster's Cursed! Boom! Yeah! John Barker has, as expected, disappeared on me. He's been much faster in this second portion of the race. We've lost a car at some point. Down to 18. Let's see who's behind me. Price, Kenny, and Degree. I think that's the same crew. So we lost somebody that was ahead of me at some point. Not sure who.
Thanks, Vic.
On lap 1 and 2, you have to be careful with track limits, especially because it doesn't have a delta to compare it to nowadays. So if it doesn't know, it just slaps you with a warning.
I got slapped with a warning despite not gaining any time at one point, which I thought was a bit weird. Unless I did, like... Unless it read it as 2 track cuts or something, maybe. I don't know. I was going to say, I was kind of wondering if maybe Barker was gone. If maybe he was the one that left, but no, he's still running. So, a little confused as to who it is. And then also,
Oh, Lord.
also a little surprised that Barker has disappeared quite to the level that he has. Because I've been running, you know, reasonable lap times, not amazing or anything. Oh, Sarah Rosewood's coming backwards. Like, I'm running pretty consistently 48s, and like I said, I can't imagine his fastest lap is much more than a 48. So with how far he's pulled away from me in the last 18 minutes is a little bit weird. Blue flag with Demetrius. Who's up to 4th now. Has Xavier Castano Muniz on his tail. I think that's how it's pronounced anyways. Or I guess it would be Xavier. Okay. So we're approaching 3 corners of blue flagging. I'm going to assume... Apparently doesn't want there. Alright, go, 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 go. I'll give him a little lift to make this a little easier. There.
Thank you, Mike.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
And now Xavier's turn. Sorry, Xavier, this is a bit of an awkward spot to let you through. There you go. Don't want to hold him up too much. After all, I was really kind to Demetrius, so I'll return the favor to the guy chasing him. Although,
Sorry, Mr. Higgs.
that has lost me some
All good.
ground
I'll give you a tow.
to the 2 cars I was hunting down. 5 seconds behind Josiah now, who definitely has a problem with his car, and is facing a penalty. So there's no way that Josiah is running 49 twos in a healthy car. Like, that's just not a thing that is possible. Verstappen is the next blue flag I have to worry about. He is quite a ways back. We'll catch him by the end of the race, I think, based on my traditional delta to him. But
Let's go, James. I'll drag you to a podium finish.
it's John, not James.
I just looked at Jay. My bad.
We know. We've heard the commentary. You don't know. You don't know anyone who's Jay's actual name.
That's Cole's problem. But apparently it's mine now.
I don't think it's mutual. It's exclusive to Cole.
I also answer to Julio.
Julio.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Julio Barcadero.
Come on, Julio. Let's get you a podium finish.
Josiah letting those guys through, and we're.
Is that a Byron analogy?
The Julio's a Cole and Higgs thing. The Barcadero is a Byron thing, as well as the Carnival Barker.
You couldn't stay away from the Honda, eh, John?
He is bonded to the Honda. The Honda is part of him.
Alright, guys, I had enough.
Tap it out, Doug.
I'm gonna figure out which car I'm using, man. This thing is driving me crazy.
I mean, you're
It's
the
not a
Ferrari
game you
right
can
now.
it can be awesome. It takes a little time.
Have you tried a front engine car? That would be really the only suggestion I have.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a. I'm try something out later tonight.
Because the Ferrari is amongst the easier mid-engine cars to drive, so if you are struggling with it, it may indicate that that whole subclass of car is a bit of a problem.
Yeah, it's sliding all over, man.
I wouldn't recommend the Audi to a beginner now. If you're a beginner, I'd recommend Ferrari, McLaren.
No, he's in the Ferrari,
Merc.
not the McLaren. Or not
Oh, he's in the Ferrari?
He's in the Ferrari, yeah. He's in the Kessel Racing Ferrari.
Kessel Run.
Made a mistake there.
I mistook it for an Audi.
Yeah, no, the only Audis are Josiah and Sean.
Hey,
Oh, and Demetrius, I forgot. I'm used to you running. I'm used to you in an Aston Martin. What can I say?
There's a slow car up ahead. Yellow flag ahead.
Cars to avoid are like Audi, Lambo, Porsche, Honda.
Imitonash.
What about international?
Sometimes the car in front is second.
49.1. Not great. A little bit of a weak lap. But, again, Josiah is in our sights and facing a time penalty. So, we should get him easy. Rosewood's only 5.8 up ahead as well. And Vic Nash is only 5.2.
Alright, guys, thanks. Have fun.
German.
Enjoy your
See
day,
you later.
Douglas.
You too.
I think your problem might be there, Stop Mill, that you think that Douglas is Josiah.
No. I just always think Josiah's in an Audi. It's one of his favorite cars, isn't it?
Well, yeah, Josiah is in an Audi, but that was Douglas talking.
That is a problem.
Should have taken the
That's
Jag.
what I said. You mistook Douglas for for.
Yeah, it's same kind of accent, low voice. I'm sorry, just
You forgot to tell him to avoid the rider.
I mean, at this point, I think if you pick the writer, you deserve what you get.
Very liberal with the track outside of the track, eh?
As long as you don't gain time, it doesn't really give you a warning.
Like, definitely like on turn 1, seems like people go super wide.
wide on turn 1.
Like, to the entry, like, really far to the left to turn right.
Car on the right.
Yeah, you can put 2 tires on the AstroTurf.
Mr. Christoph through?
Yeah, just kind of realized
Kind
that.
of held him
so.
up a turn longer than I had to, and I felt
That'll
kind
help.
of bad about it.
There's your lap times.
Who are you talking to?
Whoever was just talking, that's why he's so slow. I forgot to put 2 tires off.
I mean, admittedly, he just bought the game. I think that's probably why he's slow.
I blame the car, not the driver.
So probably done my blue flags for the day. I don't think Andy Long is going to catch me. I don't think so anyways. Might. Chances of getting any higher than we are right now, minus Josiah with his time penalty, is reasonably limited. So probably 14th place out of 17 finishers. Which is, I think, about what I qualified. I think I qualified 16th. So I don't know. I'm mixed on the result today. I thought there were some good moments, but there was some bad moments too. I think that realistically, that spin cost me some spots. I could be ahead of Sarah right now. I could be ahead of Vic Nash right now, but that's about. And I mean, I guess I could have stayed ahead of John Barker for longer, but the way John Barker is running the second half of the race is a pace that I don't think I could on any Planet match. So he probably would have got me anyways. On the pink car, Rosewood and Jerome. See if Rosewood knows about Josiah's time penalty. Not that, like, it would really affect her driving, because she still wants to get, like, past him just to... Like, she needs to run as fast as she can, otherwise, you know, I'm gonna catch her. So, like, the penalty is not super useful to her. Because, I mean, I'm snapping at her heels, and I don't have a time penalty.
Thank you, John.
No problem.
Looks like we're going to have an interesting finish, though, with Rosewood and Jerome versus me for 13th place.
Whew, just had a nice save.
Josiah, 151. There is definitely something wrong with that car. Or, you know what it is? He didn't serve his pit stop. So I very much wonder if he didn't change his tires. And that's the problem. Because he was in the pits. Like, it's not that he didn't pit.
That's something you can actually do in this game. Save slide.
Yeah. Race room, you get a little too much spinning.
No, that'll do me in for that battle, I think. Might have one lap after this. Yeah, no warning, but track limits. Cause that cost me big. I mean, I've got Josiah beat. Cause that time penalty. But I still could get Rosewood. And I would like to. And the blue flag coming into play with
Notion.
Andy Long. No, Rosewood got Josiah. That was my hope, that Josiah would hold her up. Oh, he's come back at her.
My Lambo's
I'm guessing we're
filthy.
doing another lap.
We'll let,
Yeah, we are.
Mostly because here's hoping that Andy can catch them and make them lose some time to blue flags. So I think I don't think I can make up the ground. Andy might be able to. Oh no, Andy fucked up. I don't want to overtake you, Andy. Go faster. I'm gonna brake a little bit early and try and let him back through. There we go. Slow car up ahead. Who is that? That is Sean Kenny, who is lap down. So that's not a big deal. Really, Mike Stockman was that close to us. That's a bit weird. That means not many people finished on the lead lap. Well, I guess 9 cars out of 17. That's not that unusual. We lost a couple of probably. So my plan to let Andy Long do some work for me didn't really work because.
Oh, 30 seconds stop and go for Sean.
He ended up.
Pardon?
Yeah, for 30 seconds stop and go for some reason.
Yeah, I got a drive-through and I went in and I thought the pit limiter was going to kick on and it didn't, so.
You have to be in first gear for the pit limiter to work.
Yeah, I was. I don't know. Must have done something else.
I've always wondered if you turn on the pit limiter manually, if the first gear part is required or not.
Something happened to Ariona at the end?
Pardon?
Just wondering if something happened to Ariona at the end. He wasn't that far away. Just before the last lap.
I ran out of fuel at the line. I'm sorry, Josiah, for parking the bus. That's why I had to go down to 8 engine map.
I mean, in fairness, Josiah's getting a 90-second time penalty, so that's not a huge deal.
Still. He was riding my ass through those last 4 corners.
Yeah, I was wondering where you saw.
What happened to Butler at the end there?
That's how you finish a race.
Well, not a terrible day, but not a good
Eggs,
one.
I'm pissed I gave you that third place that easy,
Didn't get
mate.
really what I wanted done though, with the stress test. But hope you all enjoyed.
Eggs, you there?